The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, all of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 11th day of May 2023. We got a game between a first and second place team in the National League Central. We featured the Indians and the White Sox yesterday, and the White Sox now have built an 8-game lead in the AL Central. The Cubs are closer, and you're about to see them as they are in Houston to face the Astros. Houston comes into this at 56-38 in first place by 6 games over the Cubs, who are at 50-44. So the Astros are pretty much in the driver's seat. We really haven't done, I don't think, any of their games yet. We have to rectify that. So the Astros in first place, the Cubs in second. It's a battle of potential playoff teams next on Retro Sports Network. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001, an action PC season odyssey. Today, from Enron Field in Houston, Texas, it is the Houston Astros and the Chicago Cubs. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And a warm day with the roof open, 86 degrees, winds blowing in on the closed end of Enron Field. Tim Redding gets the call for the Astros. Tim is 23 years old, making his 5th of 9 starts on the year, 1-0. With a 1.29 ERA. Yep, you got your Astros today. How about that? Fastball at 95, fly ball pitcher. His last start came against the Indians on the 15th, so 5 days ago, in a 3-2 win. In fact, they've won all 4 of his starts, but he's only had 1 decision. He went 6 innings, 79 pitches. He should throw about 95 in this one. Allowed 2 hits, a run it was earned, and struck out 5. So overall, 21 innings, 13 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. A home run, he walked 4 and struck out 14 so far. And this will be the lineup he'll face. Eric Young leads off for the Cubs at second. Delino DeShields is in left. He'll bat second. Sammy Sosa in right goes third. Matt Stairs cleans up at first. Ron Coomer at third base will bat fifth. Ricky Gutierrez at short will go sixth. Patterson in center will bat seventh. Joe Girardi behind the plate goes eighth. And John Lever, who should throw about 115 pitches, is on the mound for the Cubs. How you doing, Scott? Lance Berkman, a 5 and a 5 in left. Hidalgo, a 7 and a 6 in center. And Moises Alou, a 2 and a 9 in right. How you doing, Brent? Betty Castilla makes me cough. It is a 5 at third. Julio Lugo is a 7 at short. Zalapsky Smurf, my goodness. It's a Canadian day, eh? Lugo a 7 at short, Biggio a 3 at second, Bagwell a 6 at first. Brad Osmus is 10 and a 7 behind the plate, and Redding is a 7 on the mound. EY steps in at 286, 5 homers, and 35 RBI. Good day, eh? Pitch to Young. Here's a line drive into center field. Hidalgo will pick it up, and the Cubs start this one with a hit. Game 95 for both ball clubs. Cubs are 50-44. The Astros are 56-38. Delino DeShields over from the Birds at 250. No homers and 2 RBI. He drops that one foul, or maybe not. Bagwell picks it up and throws to second, and that's an error. That goes into center field. So Bagwell I think. Well, let's fit. Bagwell tried to throw that one, the bunt into center and into second, and it went into center field. Berkman cut it off, so it's an E3 on Bagwell. Young on second, DeShields on first for Sammy Sosa. 282, 25 home runs, 76 RBI. Redding in a hot seat already, struck him out. A 1-2 fastball, strike three, got him swinging. So one out for Matt Stairs at 309, 20 homers and 51 RBI. Tim Redding's pitch, fly ball right field. Al Lou, how do you do, makes the catch. DeShields back to first. EY holds at second. Happy Friday Eve, John. How are you? So 2 out, 2 on for Ron Coomer at 264, 4 homers and 30 RBI. That's into right. Alou in the alley, and he will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, one hit, and one error. Does not hurt. The Cubs leave on 2. Half an inning in the books. Chicago nothing. Here comes Houston. So John Lieber, 31 years old, slider at 84 and a standard pitcher. 9-2 on the replay with a 3.22 ERA. 14th in the majors in ERA. He pitched 5 days ago against the Royals. He went 10 innings. Everybody all passed out at once now. Threw 119 pitches in a 3-1 loss, but did not factor in the decision. 4 hits, a run it was earned, and he struck out 4. Overall for Lieber, 139 2/3, 138 hits, 60 runs, 50 of those earned. 16 homers, 14 walks, and 73 strikeouts. And the Houston lineup is this. Craig Biggio leads off at second. Julio Lugo at short will bat second. Jeff Bagwell recovered from that error. He will bat third and play first. Lance Berkman cleans up in left. Moises Alou at right will bat fifth. It's Richard Hidalgo in center, batting sixth. Vinny Castilla at third will go seventh. Brad Ausmus behind the plate will bat eighth. And Redding, through 19 pitches in his half of the first, will go ninth. Delano DeShields is a 2-1 in left for the Cubs. Patterson a 5-2 in center, and Sammy Sosa, the best of the bunch, a 6-7. In the infield, Ron Coomer is a 3 at third. Ricky Gutierrez is a 3 at short. Eric Young is a 4 at second. Matt Stairs is a 3 at first. That is not going to win you a heck of a lot of gold gloves. Joe Girardi an 8-7 behind the plate, and Lieber is an 8 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Biggio stepping in at 332, 17 homers and 53 RBI. And he slaps this one to third. Coomer across the way to Stairs. 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Julio Lugo, who the Red Sox had a crush on for years. Didn't work out all that well. 265 for Julio, 9 homers and 24 RBI. Lieber kicks and fires. Lieber will go to the bag. Young has it in the hole. He throws to the pitcher, and it goes 4-2 on the or 4-1 on the card. Brings up Jeff Bagwell. Jeff at 241, 18 homers and 54 RBI. Lieber deals into left. DeShields will track it down and make the catch to retire the side. Astros go in order after 1, no score. So hope things are all going well for you on this Thursday. Here's Ricky Gutierrez. 292, 5 homers and 35 RBI. Ground ball to third. Castilla over to Bagwell. 1 out. It's Corey Patterson. Wasn't quite sure the first name there. Corey at 172, no homers, and 1 RBI. Redding's pitch. Right back up the box. Redding has it on the mound. Throws to Bagwell. 2 out. An easier inning for Tim. Here's Joe Girardi. Joe at 196, a home run, 16 RBIs. Looking at the classifieds for a possible managerial job with the Yankees. Got him. Redding got him to chase one out of the zone, and that'll do it. So no runs, no hits, no errors. After an inning and a half, no score. And Corey Patterson was such a prospect. Thought he was going to be a superstar. I think it would be harder now to be highly touted and all the pressure that puts on you. Some people do well with that and others don't. Here's Berkman, lands at .340, 20 homers and 79 RBI. I mean, look at all the pressure that's on Connor Bedard. I know you're not a huge hockey fan, Brent, but he will certainly be the first choice of the Chicago Blackhawks once we get to the NHL draft. And all the pressure that comes with that, I'm surprised we don't get more flameouts. Pitch to Berkman. There's a ground ball to Stairs. Matt takes it to the bag, 1 out. Every team has their prospects, of course, that they don't think will miss. And then life comes a-calling. And sometimes it works. And sometimes you're stuck with a brick of Cal Daniels rookie cards that are all stuck together. Here is Moises Alou hitting .344. I think it's safe to say the Astros can hit. 16 homers and 69 RBI. Lieber deals, and Alou sends this one to right. Sosa makes the catch. 2 out. Here's Hidalgo. Again, another 300 hitter. Richards hitting .321, 10 homers, and 63 RBI. Fly ball left field. The Shields runs over in the alley, and it's 6 up, 6 down on a fantastic catch. John Lieber has thrown a grand total of 13 pitches to get 6 outs. That's pretty gosh darn good. He'll lead off the third, no score. Jamie says, I knew baseball card bubble would burst back in the late 80s. We can order, that's what I was talking about, 100 of one player's rookie cards. Brent's got his share of those Klavoski rookie cards. And you'd pay, what, $1 a card for those two? Greg Jeffries, Cal Daniels. Lieber, by the way, at 108, 4 for 37 with 4 RBI. Ground ball to short. Lugo over to first. And Lieber jogs down the line, 1 out. The only sure lottery ticket there is a lottery ticket. Yeah, John says Lieber was known for that until he came to Philly. Then it was more like 13 pitches and a 3-run homer. So were the Yankees in '04, right? They got him to pitch because he could pitch to Death Valley in left center and not get hurt. Eric Young singled to start the ball game. Redding opening 9, 38 pitches, 2 1/3, a hit and 2 strikeouts. Brent had 2,000 Chuck Finley rookies at 12 cents apiece, 600 Sammy Sosa rookies at a dime apiece, and 800 pennies spent on Tom Glavine rookies. However, many other misses. Yep. Pitch to Young. Eric, base hit left side. Berkman will pick it up. Not past Lugo. Only the second hit of the ball game, and here's Delano to Shields. Sack bunt, his first time up. There's a ground ball foul. First base side, and we flip it to someone who lives in Galveston. An 0-2 count to the Shields. Ground ball to third. Castilla might get 2 here. Biggio for 1, and the Shields beats out the throw. So fielder's choice 5-4. 2 out for Sosa, who struck out his first time up. Yeah, Jamie, when you were collecting baseball cards for the first time in 1980, you had 200 Dougie Flynns. I think 1 came in every pack. I know that Topps would seed the packs depending on what part of the country you were in. And apparently, I was in the love New York team, hate the Red Sox thing. Part of the country. In my part of southern Vermont. Pitch to Sosa. Sammy swings. That's into left field. Berkman going back away back there, and that ball is long gone. So Sosa, a 2-run homer into the Crawford boxes, and the Cubs go up 2-0. His 26th of the year. The crowd chanting drug test, drug test. Redding caught too much of the plate. And that one nearly hit the facade above those seats out there. Oh yeah, Donruss had the worst quality control their first year. You've seen boxes with nothing but Yankees and Royals. A pack with all John Wathan. Imagine if you got an allowance of like 25 cents, 30 cents a week, and that was what you choose to spend it on, and you get 12 John Wathans. Yeah. And those cards were paper thin. I think Strat cards are thicker than what Donruss put out that first year. Here's Stairs. He's 0 for 1. Check the bat. Pee into a cup. Think the Cubs are stealing signs? Yes. And Tribe Fan, we missed you yesterday. Also check the cream that Sosa's using in his coffee. It's labeled a Carly Simon special. Pitch to Stairs. That's into left center. Hidalgo goes back almost onto Taj's hill to make the play, and that'll do it. It'll be 2 runs on 2 hits. The Sosa home run puts the Cubs on the board, 2-0. A little salt in that wound. Yeah. You couldn't even get gum. It was all puzzle pieces at that point, right? Here's Castilla, Vinny at 262. 7 homers and 28 RBI. I don't remember him playing well for Houston. Struck him out. Lieber got him on an 0-2 curve. So that brings up Osmus, 236, no homers and 24 RBI. Their first year was gum. That's right, because Topps won some sort of lawsuit. If you were on last night, I was busy at a trivia event. No, it was during the day. If it was during the day, oh, signal is good in your office. Wednesday's your office day. Jamie's favorite packs as a kid would be the grocery store. The grocery store racks of 3. Yep. You could see getting on the top and the back. Now those packs are highly faked. Yep. KB Toys, Jamie, up where I live, sold those rack packs. They were awesome. Pitch to Osmus. Ground ball to Young. Eric throws it over to Stairs for the out. So I'll bring up Redding, who's 1 for 5. He has singled and struck out twice. 2 out here in the 3rd. Struck him out. So Lieber is cruising 9 up, 9 down on 23 pitches. After 3, 2-0 Cubs. So Redding, who's not pitching bad on his own, will face Coomer Gutierrez and Corey Patterson. Ron is 0 for 1. Got him. That's 3 for Redding, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the outside corner. Got him looking for Gutierrez, who is 0 for 1. By the way, Brent, I'm in first place again in my perfect team league. We've made just little changes. Just little changes. And Cody Bellinger was sold. Ground ball to Bagwell. Jeff takes it to the bag for the out. 2 out for Corey Patterson, who's 0 for 1. Right back to Redding, third base side of the rubber, over to first, and that'll do it. So a clean inning for the Astros after 3.5, 2-0 Cubs. Yeah, it was 500 for most of the week, and little changes. All right, here are the standings as we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Phillies now have a 1.5 game lead over the Marlins. Atlanta 5 back. Houston a 6-game lead over the Cubs. Florida would be the wild card if the season ended today. Arizona trying to make a run. The Giants coming back down to earth. Game and a half over the Rockies and 3.5 over the Diamondbacks. Yankees lead over the Red Sox is down to 5, although the Red Sox continue to be battling injuries. Would you have guessed that the Chicago White Sox would have the best record in baseball? They are 8 games in front of Cleveland. They've taken both of their games at Comiskey, and Seattle a 5-game lead over Oakland. When John lived in Flagler Beach, Florida in the 70s, on the other side of the Intercoastal Waterway, your brother and you would walk into town to the Jiffy store. We got a couple bucks to buy cards. They were 10 cents a pack then, so it was worth it. Great memories. I think you got 24 in a pack. I remember taking my own money in 1978, and it was a quarter. Love those cards. And there was a look as we tell that story of the National League statistical leaders. Houston is second in the NL in batting at .271. The Cubs had the third best ERA at .369, and the Astros have a .985 fielding percentage. Lieber, who is on cruise control through the first 3, 23 pitches, 3 innings, and 2 strikeouts. Biggio was 0 for 1. Yeah, Biggio is they're just all having a monster year. There's a reason why Houston's in first place. And there goes the perfect game. That will drop in front of Sosa. Brent's first pack was in 78. Still remember your cousin trying to trade me his Doc Ellis for your Steve Garvey. I knew nothing, but if that's what he wanted, it was not a good trade. So the LSD user for a user of airline stewardesses then, right? Here's Lugo. He's 0 for 1. Lieber deals. There's a fly ball to left to Shields. Has it 1 out. I got my first pack in 75. They started buying cards for me. I don't remember who it was. Remember being in the grocery store in 77 and asking for them, and I got them. John's mom would ask us if we wanted anything when she'd run to the store. We'd tell her to get us some cards, thinking she'd come back with 20 packs. It's only $2. She'd come home with just 2 packs, 1 for each of us. Any chance Garvey sneaks in the Hall of Fame? No, I don't think so. I think you'd have to put in Hernandez and Mattingly before you put in Garvey, right? It is such a tough position. And, of course, if we asked this question 43 years ago, of course Steve Garvey's getting in the Hall of Fame. But, no. I think you got to put Hernandez in just for his defense. So, if those two aren't in it, then I don't see how you put Garvey in. Pitch to Bagwell. There's a fly ball to left. The Shields will make the catch. And I'm not certain that I'd put in Mattingly. I would put in Hernandez before Mattingly. Here's Berkman, who's 0 for 1. I mean, you can make the argument like you did with Koufax and Puckett that injuries took away the end of Mattingly's career. Certainly won't get in as a manager. Pitch to Berkman. Struck him out. That'll do it. So a good inning again for Lieber. He gives up the hit, but only 36 pitches through 4. No runs, a hit, no errors. They finally leave a runner on after 4, 2-0 Cubs. So Girardi, Lieber, and Young. Redding is only going to go about 5, maybe gets into the 6. Oops. All right. Phillies broadcasters yesterday were talking about how Mattingly needed to go, but Hernandez would have to go as well. Trying to get all the chat on the screen so I can read it. Tribe fans' dad used to buy a box of cards at Sam Clubs, and we'd only be able to get one by either doing chores or helping out around the house. It's amazing my brother and I just opened them just for the heck of it. Oh, wait. That's because HE double hockey sticks would have rained down. Girardi struck out his first time up. I'm not anti-Mattingly. I think however, if Don doesn't play in New York, I don't think he would even be as considered as he was. Pitch to Girardi. There's a fly ball to left. Berkman's there. He kind of, for me, he's kind of in that Dale Murphy category. He had a few years that were extraordinary and then a long, slow decline. Lieber, by the way, is 0 for 1. I mean, by 1990, he'd lost his starting job to Kevin Moss. Pitch to Lieber. Struck him out. That's 4 for Redding. He's done well. Got him on a 1-2 change. Swung on and missed for Eric Young, who singled twice. Redding, opening 18, 75 pitches, 4 2/3, 3 hits, a homer, and 4 strikeouts. Jamie says, I agree, a lot of players could get in under the same circumstances if you account for injuries. I'm with you. I'd be more inclined to add Thurman Munson, whose career ended with his tragic death. E. Patton on YouTube grew up in the New York area and throws on his channel a lot of late 70s, early 80s Yankees games on both radio and television. And one of the ones that he put on is Game 3 of the 78 American League Championship Series. And in the pregame show is a rather eye-opening interview between Howard Cosell and Thurman Munson, in which Munson makes very clear that he wants to go to Cleveland. He had been, of course, when his plane crashed, it was in Akron Canton Airport, that he really wanted to be closer to home. Yeah. Pitch to Young. Got him. So Redding doing well. Halfway home on a beautiful spring day here in Burlington, Vermont. It's the Cubs 2, the Astros nothing. To join the slate, only 2 runs in the ballgame came in the third on a Sammy Sosa homer to left field, and the ball has been checked for steroids and tested negative, but there's a strange creamy surface on it. Not quite sure what that is. John Lieber, a one-hitter through 4. He has only thrown 36 pitches to 13 batters. Tim Redding, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, the home run to Sosa, and has struck out 5. He's pitched well of his own account. That's just to whiten the baseballs. Okay. John says Munson definitely was on a trajectory of the Hall. When your brother bought your first draft cards, it was a selector set. We chose the 79 or 70 or 79 Yankees because it was Munson's last year. I'm not. I mean, Munson eventually was just going to be a DH. Do you take the liability of, saying that he lives? Because Reggie was not that good of a fielder. Lou, by the way, 0 for 1. Lieber kicks and fires. Ground ball foul, third base side. Somebody from Katy got that ball. And the count is 0-2. Lou in the right center. Back goes Patterson, almost to the hill. 1 out. Then again, if you start to put in people like Mattingly and Hernandez, you're just going to get people with their smelling salts going, how can these players get in the Hall, blah, 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 blah. Then again, I have no trouble with Scott Rowland and Harold Baines getting in. But my Hall would be different from yours and that. Yeah, we got it on Rowland. And Rowland is worthy, as far as I can tell. Here's a doggo. He's 0 for 1. Fly ball, left center, Patterson. makes the catch, 2 out. Here's Castilla. Vinny struck out his first time up. In the right, Sosa will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. A 7-pitch inning for Lieber. We go to the 6th, 2-0 Cubs. So DeShields reached and scored in the 3rd on the Sammy Sosa 2-run homer. Ted Simmons and Baines are your only question mark. I could see why people would question Baines. You go look at his numbers in Oakland. He was a very steady performer for years. Perhaps Coco Beware? Who was that supposed to be? Someone's typing on their phone. I'm bitter regarding Roland, but there aren't a ton of third basemen in the Hall, and by comparison, he deserves it. Pitch to the Shields. There's a ground ball to third. Bagwell to the bag for the out. Jamie says, I'm surprised looking at Munson's numbers from the catcher position and also was a team leader, etc. How did he not get in? Oh, well, I wouldn't know anything about wrestling, Mr. Wrestling, so you got me there. Sammy Sosa homered his last time up, 1 for 2. Is now hit 26 and driving in 78. I would think that, I don't know when that era is. I mean, I wish Brad was here because he knows all about this stuff. That they would, if Diana would make a push to get him in before she gets too old, I'd have no trouble with that, with Munson getting in. Pitch to Sosa. Line drive over Castilla in front of Berkman. And that's only the 4th hit for the Cubs. Here's Stairs. He's 0 for 2. There's a ground ball to Bagwell coming in. He'll just take it to first. Steps on the bag. Stairs is retired. Sosa moves to second. 2 out for Ron Coomer, who's 0 for 2. Baines was loved by everyone, and he was clutch. That's why he was constantly traded for by teams in the race. La Russa loved the guy and was deeply involved with the vet committee when Baines was voted in. Again, no trouble with Harold Baines in there. I understand what people do. I think that modern players, let's say anyone who came into baseball after 1980, kind of has a black mark against them anyway for sins that they may or may not have committed. Also players that we saw growing up, and of course advanced numbers have changed for better or for worse how people perceive a Hall of Famer. Jamie says, I usually never have a problem with any guy getting in, just scratch my head more often about who is not. Pitch to Coomer. Ground ball to Biggio. Over to Bagwell, and that will retire the side. So Redding is through 6. After 5.5, no runs, a hit, no errors. So Tim's day will be done. 2-0 Cubs. Here's Ausmus. Brad is 0 for 1. Lieber, 43 pitches through 5. Line drive to right and foul. So somebody from Corpus Christi made that catch, and it's 0-2. Another ground ball foul, third base side, and the count remains 0-2. This one's a chopper to Eric Young, almost on the grass. If it wasn't for the fact it was a catcher, he'd be safe. But since it is, 1 out. So Redding's day is done. Who can hit a righty time? And it's going to be Jose Vizcaíno. Jose, 154 as a pinch hitter. 214, a homer, and 6 RBI overall. Lieber's pitch. Struck him out. That's 4 for John. An off-speed changeup. Swung on and missed. So as Biggio steps up, it's only taken Lieber 51 pitches to get 18 batters. 5 2/3. He's throwing a one-hitter and has struck out 4. The one hit, Craig Biggio, who's 1 for 2. Popped up left side. Coomer calls for it and will make the catch to retire the side. So after 6, what an effort from Lieber. It's 2-0 Cubs. Oh, I need a pitcher. So it's going to be Nelson Cruz. No, not that Nelson Cruz. 1-0 with a save and an earned run average of 374. This Nelson Cruz is 28 years old, throws a fastball at 89, changeup pitcher. Making his 45th appearance, went 2 days ago against the Cardinals. 1/3 of an inning, 6 pitches and a strikeout in a 7-2 win. 45 2/3 for Nelson, 39 hits, 22 runs, 19 earned, 9 homers, 14 walks, and 40 strikeouts. Gutierrez is 0 for 2. Into center field, Hidalgo going back, way back there and long gone. Wow, that ball just took right off on this warm night in Houston. 84 degrees, roof open, wind is blowing in a little bit, and for Gutierrez, that's his 6th of the year. Steeler fan is delighted that we featured the Astros today. I thought Hidalgo was going to get that. It just kept going. And even if your favorite player is not inducted in the Hall of Fame, chances are they have some sort of artifact or something that recognizes them. And they're in the museum. Corey Patterson is 0 for 2. And Michael Tucker is going to pinch hit. Tucker over from the Reds at 235. 3 homers and 9 RBI. As a pinch hitter with the Cubs, he's hitting 242, 3 homers and 8 RBI. They lead 3-0, nobody out, top the 7th. And he gets hit. Well, that won't be good blood between these two teams. And if you're wondering, it's only the 4th meeting of the year between these two divisional rivals. Well, I think some people, Zalapsky Smurf, would tell you Rose. That's a good question. Aside from the steroid guys, Keith Hernandez would be there. I think Dale Murphy. Girardi in the right center. Hidalgo makes the catch. Tucker goes back. Hidalgo was actually had to climb up on the hill to make the grab. 1 out for Lieber, who's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. So Bagwell and Castilla play the corners. I would give a shout out to Dwight Evans. Pretty much for the same reason that Hernandez should be in the Hall of Fame. They're just a tremendous defender. You could also make an argument for Tommy John. Lieber drops one down. Castilla barehands it. Goes to second for the out there. They try for 2. They're not going to get Lieber. But a good play by Castilla to go 5-4 on the fielder's 4 on the fielder's choice. Here's Eric Young, 2 for 3. He has singled twice and struck out. Rice is in there. Shoeless Joe and Rose with the band players. Murph, I think, should be there. It was the case against Shoeless Joe Jackson is not as strong as the case against Rose. But yeah, Lieber 56 through 6. Who does he think he is? Greg Maddux? Apparently today he does, yeah. Pitch to Young. In the left center, Hidalgo moving over. And that is going to be off the wall. So Lieber's going to get the chance to run. Hidalgo fields it. Lieber scores without a throw. That's EY's 26 double, and it's 4-0 Cubs. Jamie, that's a good case, too. You think Nettles at third. I mean, he single-handedly won the 78 series. Was a great defender to hit almost 400 homers when that was a lot. Then again, the Guardians have made every pitcher they faced look like Cy Young in the last 10 games. A whopping 19 runs scored. The Shields is 0 for 2 with a run scored. Young on second, 4-0 Cubs. Base hit right field. Alou will pick it up. Young will score with ease, you would think. And the throw goes in the infield. Not a good inning for Cruz. And it's 5-0 Chicago. Here's Sammy Sosa, 2 for 3. Homered in the third, his 26th. Liner left field. That's going to get another run in. The Shields with speed to burn. Berkman plays it off that manual scoreboard. Throw goes in the infield. It's now 5-0 Chicago. Or 6-0 Chicago. Goodness gracious. Buffy St. Marie. So out goes Cruz. In comes Octavio Dotel, who is 7-2, 37th appearance, a 1.35 ERA, just 25 years old, a fastball at 98, and a ground ball plus pitcher. Has won his last 6 decisions through an inning against Cleveland on the 16th. Through 1 inning, 14 pitches, a hit. Overall, yeah, Dotel's another can't miss. 60 innings, 36 hits, 9 runs, all earned, 4 homers, walking 23 and striking out 83. Then again, you know, at this level, once you get figured out, once you've been solved, it's hard to put that back in the bag. That Steers is 0 for 3. And he gets hit. Well, the Astros are certainly taking markers. Steers barks out a few words to Dotel, not to be confused with Rotel, and their yummy, yummy cans of chilies and tomatoes, which always goes in Sarah's chili. Here's Ryan Coomer. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So some bad blood here now. There's a liner in the center field. That's the best defense against someone plunking you, is just keep getting hits. So here's Sosa. Gonna round third. Is there gonna be a play at the plate? No. Osmus got the dive in after Sammy slid past the bag. And so it's 7-0 now for Ricky Gutierrez, who homered in this inning. 1 for 3. Dotel later pitched for the Jays. He missed a lot. So first and second, 2 out. Gutierrez a ground ball to Bagwell, and that will finally do it. Stretch time here at Enron. 7-0 Cubs. Lugo, along with anyone not named Craig Biggio, is 0 for 2. Lieber just cruising right along on Moonlight Bay. with now a 7-run lead. The Cubs got 5 runs on 5 hits in the top of that inning. Lugo, ground ball to Stairs, who misplays it. So Lugo reaches on an error. It played Stairs, and that'll be Bagwell, who's 0 for 2. And only for the second time in the ball game did the Astros have a runner on base. Into left center, Tucker, who's a 3 and a 3 out there, makes the catch, and Lugo retreats. Here's Berkman. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Into right center, Tucker. That one is going to find the hill. So Lugo will round third and score with ease. Berkman's into second, standing with his 34th double, and it's now a 7-1 ball game. So here's a Lou. Moises is 0 for 2. Into right center, Tucker running in, rides a swing, makes the catch. Berkman bluffs, 2 out for Hidalgo. Again, 0 for 2. So Lieber won't get a shutout. Into center, Tucker, and that'll do it. So Lieber had to throw 14 pitches in that inning. His arm must be sore. We go to the 8th inning, 1 run, a hit, and an error. Cubs 7, Astros 1. Speaking of Michael Tucker, 235, 3 homers, and 9 RBI. Got him. Dotel got him to chase a full count fastball at 97. And that'll bring up Girardi, who's 0 for 3 with the strikeout. Dotel off the mound, third base side, over to Bagwell, 2 out. For Lieber, it's 0 for 3. Strikes out. Doffs his cap to Dotel, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 8th here at Enron. 7-1 Cubs. So Castilla, Osmus, and we'll see. Vinny is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Lieber starts the 8th. Base hit left field. I guess that'll do it for Dotel. So DeShields picks it up for Osmus, who's 0 for 2. Lieber from the stretch. Fly ball to right. Sosa. 1 out. And we'll pretend that Houston actually has a chance here. Let's see, who can hit a righty? Darrell Ward. Darrell is a pinch hitter, hitting 107 with 2 RBI. Overall, 232, 4 homers, and 20 RBI. Popped up. Girardi doffs the mask. 2 out. Here's Biggio, 1 for 3. So Lieber, 81 pitches for 27 batters. 7 2/3, 3 hits, and 4 strikeouts. The 1 run is not earned. Castilla on first. Biggio strikes out. So Lieber getting it done. No runs, a hit, and no errors. And we go to the 9th here at Houston, 7-1 at Cubs. Not Astros, Ron. Cubs. So who hasn't pitched in a while? Despite this not being a save situation, they'll go with Billy Wagner. He hasn't gone in a couple days. He is 3-0, 26 saves, a .73 ERA. 29 years old, fastball at 94, and a fly ball pitcher. Second in the majors in saves. But again, this is just to keep his arm loose. Hasn't pitched since the 17th against the Indians, where he picked up a save in a 2-1 win. Went 1 inning, 20 pitches, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. So overall, 37 innings, 22 hits, 3 runs all earned. He's walked 10 while striking out 49. So Eric Young, 3 for 4. He singled twice, doubled, drove home a run, scored, and struck out. Wagner starts his effort. Ground ball to Lugo hard in the hole. That's what she said, 1 out. So here's to Shields. Delino has an RBI single and has scored twice, 1 for 3. And he draws the walk. Wagner not a good fielder, by the way. Sammy Sosa is 3 for 4. He needs a triple for the cycle, as a matter of fact. Single, double, homer. Yeah. Pitch to Sosa, and Wagner walks him. They really don't need to throw anyone else, do they? They're going to make me use another pitcher here, aren't they? Here's Matt Stairs. Matt is 0 for 3. First and second, 1 out. Got him. Strike 3. So a 2-2 fastball nicked in the glove of Osmus, and that'll bring up Coomer, who's 1 for 4. Single, strikeout, and an RBI. And Roosevelt Brown will pinch hit. Brown, as a pinch hitter, 385, a homer, and 4 RBI. Overall, 207, a homer, and 10 RBI. So DeShields on second, Sosa on first, 2 out here in the 9th. Wagner deals, and Brown sends this one the opposite way into left center. Berkman going back, makes the catch. And that'll do. No runs, no hits. The Cubs end up leaving on 7 overall. But John Lieber has some work to do. He's going to try to go the distance in a 7-1 ball game. So it'll be Lugo, Bagwell, and Berkman. Julio is 0 for 3. He has scored a run. Ground ball to Stairs. 1 out. So Lieber is indeed channeling his own inner Greg Maddux. Here's Bagwell. He's 0 for 3. Can he get 2 outs on 11 pitches or less to go throw a complete game in under 100 pitches? Gutierrez has to hurry. 2 out. So Lieber on 93 pitches to face Berkman, who is 1 for 3. He has doubled, struck out, and drove home his 80th. I don't know if Lofton's numbers are big enough to do that. Tribe Fan would be able to give you a better answer than that. Pitch to Berkman. Right field, Sosa, and that ball is gone. So Berkman, 2 out on the bottom of the 9th home run, makes it 7-2. Wagner and Lofton are interesting. I'm not a huge fan of relievers in the hole. Although, if you do your job well enough, why not? But here's Alou. Moises 0 for 3. That's the 4th hit for the Astros on the ballgame. Last chance saloon. They need 5 to tie and 6 to win. And that'll do it. Gutierrez over to Stairs, and John Lieber with a relatively easy complete game win. So the Cubs win this one 7-2 in 2 hours and 57 fake minutes. And Lieber just ticked over 100 pitches. He threw 101. So 7 runs, 9 hits, an error. The Cubs moved to 51 and 44, left on 7. The Astros just stymied all the way through. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error, and they leave on 3. Jamie says if the error called for relievers or DH, they should be considered. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. So Lieber, your digital advice player of the game, a 10-game winner in 2001 now. 9 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, just the 1 earned. That home run in the 9th to Berkman. He struck out 5. Redding, I thought, pitched well. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned that homer and struck out 5. He'll get a quality start for that. Nelson Cruz did not pitch well, and the less said about that, the better. Dotel and Wagner kept the door mostly closed, but in the end, it was an easy 7-2 win for the Cubs. So at the moment, the lead is 5. Now, the rest of this Friday in baseball, on the 32nd anniversary of man landing on the moon, Lofton Tribe fan says just under 300 and a lot of stolen bases, just never got any MVP consideration, plus jumping around a lot later in his career. I think the Keltner test, which I'm sure most of you know, can you tell the story of Major League Baseball without using without Kenny Lofton? And the answer to that is, yeah, you can. Anyway, Phillies beat the Mets 5-3. Person 7-6. Rick Reed falls to 4-7. Johnson 1 for 2, his 4th of the year, and drives in 3. And okay, no highlights from there. Cincinnati shuts out Florida 13-0. Acevedo 2-2. Matt Clement 4-4. Dimitri Young 5-5. A triple and a double. You prefer the Sin Engine to this. See, people don't like it when I play their teams. Atlanta beats Montreal 6-1. Kevin Millwood 3-2. Thurman falls to 1-5. Surhoff 2 for 3, a double and a stolen base. Cleveland 17 hits and a 15-8 drubbing of the Tigers. Woodard 3-1. Patterson 2-4. Alomar 3 for 5. That's Robbie, his 13th of the year, and drives in 3. Texas doubles up Tampa 6-3. Davis 7-6. Lopez 6-7. Frank Coronado 2 for 4. 6th of the year, and with a double. Speaking of doubling, the Jays double the Yankees 10-5. They get 17 hits in the process. Esteban Loaiza 4-9. Jody 0-1. Raul Mondesi 4 for 6, 2 RBI, and a double. Cardinals hit 5 home runs. Whitey Herzog passes out. They beat Pittsburgh 11-9. Veras 3-4. Schmidt 4 and 6. Mark McGwire with 2 of those homers, 2 for 4, 2 solo shots. Seattle 7-3 over the Twins. Aaron Seeley, a 10-game winner now. He's 10-3. Yeah, I don't rig these things. I'm almost offended. Joe Mays goes to 10-6. Brett Boone 3 for 5, his 21st of the year, 2 RBI. Remember, Rhonda to disable all the Astros. Oakland beats Kansas City in KC 7-6. Tam 4-5. Hernandez 1-2. Giambi 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Red Sox beat the White Sox 9-5 in a Dolly Parton score. Yeah, Lorenzo would have said otherwise. I miss him, but sometimes. Hippolito Pachardo goes to 3-4. Glover 4-2. Troy O'Leary never a good last name in Chicago. 2 for 4, his 9th of the year, and drives in 3. The Rockies beat the Dodgers 3-2. Mike Myers, it's every day is Halloween, goes to 4-1. Hergus goes to 5-4, and Petrick 2 for 4, his 9th of the year, with a double. Arizona shuts down San Francisco 2-0. Batista 6-1. Levon Hernandez falls to 9-8. Bell 2 for 3, his 11th of the year. The Brewers walk 11, and that comes back to bite them in the bippy as the Padres beat him 9-6. Hitchcock had a sterling effort to go 2-0. Ben Sheets goes to 6-9. Richie Sexton 3 for 5 with his 26th of the year and drives in 2. Look for more of the 2007 Indians and Tribe Fans channel. Always pleasure to do this. Tuesday night, Red Sox, White Sox. And then, have I picked out games for the last week of the month? San Francisco and Colorado. And then the Thursday game will be San Francisco and Arizona. So things heating up. We're almost all the way through July. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good weekend, everybody. So long.